They say nobody noticed the scream at first. Lagos was too loud that night. Generators coughed. A downfall bus screeched to a stop. Somewhere, music thumped from a club that refused to sleep. But under a broken street light near the old Isale Eko Road, a woman suddenly dropped to her knees and clawed at her chest. The necklace snapped. The precious gold hit asphalt. The street light flickered once, twice, then died. Every dog on the street began to bark, and before the darkness swallowed everything, a voice, old, cracked, not meant for human ears, whispered through the warm night air. Power went out across 3 streets. By morning, the place would look ordinary again. But elders would later shake their heads and say, that was the night the city remembered what it buried. So many years ago, before the scream, before the darkness, before the necklace returned to where it never truly left, Lagos did not pause for history. It rushed forward every day, stepping over yesterday like broken glass. By sunrise, Oju Elegba was already awake. Downfall buses growled and spat smoke. Conductors leaned halfway out of doors, shouting destinations with hoarse voices. CMS, CMS, enter with change. Street hawkers weaved between moving vehicles, balancing trays of sachet water, gala, and groundnuts like dancers trained by danger. The smell of frying akara swept through the air, thick with oil and hunger. Somewhere nearby, a generator rattled angrily, refusing to die quietly. This was where Aderonke stood every morning. 19 years old, slim, brown skin kissed too often by sun and stress. Her hair was always neatly packed, though she never remembered doing it. She sold phone chargers, cracked screen protectors, and second-hand earphones under a fading blue umbrella that leaned slightly to one side. People barely noticed her, and she preferred it that way. But the necklace noticed everyone. It lay against her chest, warm even in the morning breeze. Aderonke had learned early that Lagos rewarded silence. Her mother, Morayo, had raised her alone in a single-room apartment in Surulere, where the walls were thin and the past was never discussed loudly. Morayo sold food by the roadside, rice, beans, sometimes party jollof when there was a naming ceremony nearby. She died quietly. No long sickness, no warning. One night, she complained of chest pain. By morning, she was gone. After the burial, while sorting through her mother's things, Aderonke found the necklace. It was wrapped carefully inside a worn leather pouch beneath the bed, hidden where dust gathered and secrets slept. The gold looked old, not flashy, heavy in a way that made her wrist ache when she first lifted it. Carved symbols ran along its surface, not letters, not designs, something older. She did not remember deciding to wear it. She only remembered how right it felt when she did. Luck began to change quietly. Customers who usually argued over 500 naira suddenly paid without complaint. Phones stopped falling from her table. Even rain avoided her stall when it flooded the rest of the street. At night, neighbors noticed strange things. The light in her room glowed softly even during blackouts. And sometimes, just sometimes, elders passing by slowed their steps when they saw her, eyes narrowing, lips tightening, as if they recognized something they did not want to name. The dreams came after the 3rd month. Always the same. A dark river, slow and thick like palm oil. No birds, no frogs, only drums, distant, steady, patient. Figures stood by the riverbank, elders. Their faces were hidden in shadow, but she felt their eyes. One voice always spoke. She must return. She woke up every time with her hand clutching the necklace, heart pounding like she had been running. She told no one. In Lagos, dreams were not entertainment. Dreams were warnings. Across the city, in a glass building overlooking Victoria Island, Chief Kunle Adeyemi stared at his reflection. The city admired him, a self-made billionaire. Real estate, banking, politics, his name carried weight. Security men straightened when he passed. Young men mentioned him with hunger in their voices. But the mirror did not respect his success. Sometimes, late at night, Kunle saw a younger version of himself staring back, barefoot, kneeling before a shrine that no longer existed. And around that boy's neck, nothing. The necklace had vanished decades ago. The same year, his father died suddenly. The same year, Kunle's wealth began to grow faster than reason. He had told himself it was a coincidence. The ancestors disagreed. Before the city swallowed everything, Kunle's family had been custodians of a sacred place, a hidden shrine near the river. The necklace was the bond. It was never meant to be sold, never meant to be worn for beauty. It was a reminder, a promise passed from father to son. Protect the land, honor the spirits, never trade memory for money. But Lagos offered Kunle something stronger than fear: opportunity. When developers came with papers and bulldozers, Kunle chose ambition. The shrine was destroyed. Concrete swallowed sacred earth. The elders warned him. He laughed. That night, the necklace disappeared. The traffic slowed near Ojuelegba. Kunle's driver cursed under his breath and hit the horn. Then, Kunle saw her. A girl under a crooked umbrella, and around her neck, his chest tightened. His hand shook. "Stop the car." The driver turned. "Sir? Stop!" Kunle stepped out, ignoring the stairs, his expensive shoes meeting oily asphalt. He walked toward her like a man approaching a ghost. "Where did you get that necklace?" he asked. Aderonke looked up, calm but wary. "My mother," she replied. "She left it for me." The city continued moving around them, but for Kunle, everything stopped. Somewhere far beneath the noise of traffic and ambition, something ancient stirred. The necklace had been found, and the dead had begun to wake. Lagos at night was alive. The traffic never truly slept. Its honking and whining engines formed a constant heartbeat. Neon signs flickered, spilling blue and red onto cracked sidewalks, where children chased stray cats and vendors called out for customers. Aderonke walked alongside Kunle, her fingers still brushing the gold chain against her chest. Even from a distance, the necklace glimmered unnaturally under the flickering street lights. "Where did your mother get this?" Kunle asked, his voice tense, though he tried to mask it as curiosity. "My mother," she said. "She didn't speak about it, but she always told me, some things have a cost." The phrase made Kunle pause. He recognized it immediately. His own father had said something similar decades ago, words buried in fear and regret. Somewhere in the alleys and forgotten streets of Lagos, a shadow moved. It did not belong to Aderonke, nor to Kunle. It watched, patient, silent. After her mother's death, Aderonke had discovered old notebooks, yellowed and brittle, hidden beneath the mattress. They were filled with cryptic notes, drawings of rivers, trees, and spiraling symbols, and references to a shrine near the Lagos Lagoon, a place long believed destroyed. There was also a diary her mother had written in it. The necklace is not jewelry, it is memory, blood, and duty. It carries the family's secret. Whoever wears it must be ready to pay for what we broke. Aderonke had read it, heart pounding, unable to look away. She didn't understand the full meaning at the time, but she felt it, a weight settling on her chest, pressing her lungs. And now, under the city lights, with Kunle staring at the necklace like a man staring at his past sins, she realized the necklace had chosen to return. The billionaire looked around, suddenly aware of the city in a new way. The markets, the danfo buses, the shouts of traders, they were all part of something older, deeper. Hidden beneath the concrete and commerce were promises broken, spirits ignored, ancestors forgotten. He remembered the night he destroyed the family shrine. Bulldozers had eaten the sacred ground. Elders had cried. He had laughed. And now, a piece of that night walked before him in a girl with tired eyes. This was meant to stay buried, he muttered. Aderonke felt the words like a shiver. She didn't yet know the weight of the necklace, but she felt its hunger, its quiet insistence pulling her to a place she had never been.
That night, they found themselves in an abandoned part of the city, where the streets were cracked and weeds grew through broken asphalt. Old buildings leaned on one another like tired old men, and the faint smell of palm oil lingered, mixed with gasoline. Kunle led her to what had once been a cinema. Now it was a hollow shell. Yet, as they stepped inside, the air shifted. The dust felt alive. The shadows moved without light. And beneath the floorboards, beneath the concrete that had buried it, the shrine still whispered. Aderonke knelt instinctively. The necklace began to heat, pulling her closer. "Do you feel it?" Kunle whispered, fear finally overtaking his arrogance. "Yes," she said. "It wants something, and it's not money." The walls of the abandoned cinema vibrated slightly, a low hum that seemed like a drumbeat from another world. A breeze that smelled of river mud and roasted corn swept through the room, though all windows were closed. Somewhere deep in the shadows, she thought she saw figures, elders or spirits, their faces hidden but their eyes glowing faintly, watching, waiting. They did not speak, yet Aderonke felt the warning clearly. That night, the city felt smaller. The noise, the chaos, even the distant music from bars and nightclubs seemed muted. Kunle tried to touch the necklace, but the gold burned his fingers. The symbols carved into it seemed to pulse faintly, like a heartbeat. He took a step back. "Your mother," he began. "She knew." "She tried to warn me," Aderonke said. Her voice was calm, but carried the tremor of fear. "Now I think it's not just her secret anymore, it's mine." A sudden bang from the floorboards above startled them. A small object rolled across the dusty tiles, a carved wooden figure of an elder, eyes wide in silent alarm. The necklace reacted. Its gold surface darkened slightly, almost absorbing the light. Aderonke gasped. "The ancestors," Kunle said softly. "They've been waiting." Outside, Lagos went on. Drivers cursed, traders shouted prices, children played near puddles of rainwater. No one noticed the ritual beginning in a forgotten cinema. But the city watched in its own way. Shadows twisted in alleys. A stray dog paused mid-step, ears perked. Wind shifted against walls as if whispering secrets no one alive was meant to hear. Aderonke understood then that the necklace was not merely a trinket. It was a key, a messenger, a memory of broken promises and hidden truths. And those truths would demand reckoning. The next morning, Aderonke returned to Mushin, to her aunt, Mama Sola, a woman known for selling pepper, palm oil, and wisdom in equal measure. Mama Sola had watched Aderonke grow. She noticed the subtle changes, the careful way she held herself, the way strangers instinctively stepped aside. "You should remove that thing," Mama Sola said one evening during a blackout that made the neighborhood smell like burning kerosene and roasted yam. "I can't," Aderonke said. It feels like it's part of me now." Mama Sola shook her head, her eyes narrowing. "Your mother left it for a reason. She warned me. Some blessings are debts." Aderonke did not respond. She could not. That night, drums echoed faintly through the streets. Not music from a party, not from a market, something older, calling from shadows where no one walked. The city seemed to conspire. Lights in nearby apartments flickered. The generator of a roadside grill died mid-fry. A little boy riding a bicycle stopped abruptly and stared at Aderonke, eyes wide as if seeing her for the first time. The necklace pulsed. She felt it. It wanted action. Kunle, still shaken by recognition and guilt, whispered, "We cannot ignore this, not anymore. What our families broke, it's coming back to collect." Aderonke nodded. Fear and resolve mixed in her chest. She did not yet know the cost, but she felt it in her blood. And far away, beneath streets paved over sacred earth, something stirred. The city might be moving fast, but the ancestors were patient. They always were.
The city of Lagos had never been still. Its heartbeats, the honking, shouting, generator hum, downfall buses horning in traffic usually drowned everything. But on that night, a strange silence fell. Even the air seemed to hesitate. Smoke from roadside grills hung suspended. Traders froze mid-call, and children stopped chasing stray cats along cracked sidewalks. Inside the abandoned cinema, Aderonke stood with Kunle. The gold necklace pulsed on her chest, hot enough to burn. Shadows crept along walls, moving as if alive. A soft drum beat echoed faintly from beneath the concrete floorboards. Low, slow, inexorable. "This is it," Kunle whispered. "The ancestors, they've come for us." Aderonke nodded. She felt it too. A pull, a pressure, as if the city itself had shifted to reveal something older, something it had long tried to forget. Suddenly, the shadows coalesced. Figures emerged from the darkness, elders draped in traditional agbada, their faces obscured, eyes glowing faintly. Aderonke froze. "You wear what was never meant for profit," one voice said. It seemed to come from everywhere at once. I didn't know," she stammered. The necklace burned hotter. Symbols etched on the gold seemed to twist and writhe like living things. The air smelled of rusted yam and river mud, of incense and something metallic, blood or rust she could not tell. Kunle fell to his knees. "I broke the promise," he said, voice shaking. "I destroyed the shrine. I took the land. I was wrong." The elders did not answer. They only watched. The drumbeat grew louder, echoing through the city streets beyond, through walls, through alleys where no one walked. Outside, Lagos itself began to behave strangely. Street lights flickered on and off in unison, as if the city were breathing. Downfall buses halted mid-traffic, horns blaring, their drivers frozen. A stray cat leapt in impossible arcs, landing on roofs where it could not reach. The wind carried voices, whispers of long-dead traders, mothers, and kings, warning, scolding, remembering. Aderonke felt it all. The necklace's pull became unbearable. She clutched it and whispered, "What do you want?" A voice answered, ancient and low, "You will never know peace until balance is restored." Kunle trembled. He had never confessed anything in his life, but here, beneath the weight of generations, he could not hide. The shrine, he said, tears in his eyes, was not just land. It held the promise of our family, a covenant with the river spirits. If we broke it, if we took from them, the curse would follow. I thought wealth could replace it. I was wrong. Aderonke realized then that the necklace carried far more than gold. It held memory, sin, and duty. The elders began to nod slowly, their eyes glowing brighter. The necklace hummed, its gold shimmered brighter than any city light. The spirits began circling them closer and closer. They did not touch, but their presence weighed heavily. You must choose, a voice intoned. Keep what is not yours or return it and face loss. Kule clutched his chest. The thought of losing his empire made him falter. But the city, the shadows, the drumbeat, they left no room for greed. Aderonke spoke first. We return it, she said. Everything, whatever was taken, whatever was promised. Kule's pride bristled. And lose everything? The necklace pulsed like a heartbeat. Yes, everything. Then the shadows parted slightly, revealing a stairwell leading beneath the cinema. Concrete had been broken long ago, revealing old wooden steps. The shrine lay below, small, dark, pulsing with energy that had survived decades of neglect and construction. They descended. The shrine smelled of river mud, palm oil, and age. Broken carvings lined the walls. A small bowl, still intact, waited at the center. Aderonke placed the necklace inside. It vibrated, heated, then suddenly settled, glowing softly. She whispered words she did not know she knew, prayers her mother had taught her, words of balance, honesty, and apology. Kule followed, bowing his head, admitting his sins aloud, destruction, greed, disrespect. He promised to repair what he could and to honor what remained. The elders' figures shimmered. They raised hands and the drumbeat ceased. A silence like nothing in Lagos followed. When they emerged, the streets returned to normal. Neon lights flickered. Traders shouted. Downfall buses honked. But something subtle had changed. Strangers looked at them with recognition, respect, as if the city itself remembered their actions. Small blessings returned, money, luck, health, not because they were owed, but because balance had been restored. Kule felt lighter, not in wealth, but in conscience.
Aderonke smiled. She understood now that some burdens are inherited and some are chosen. She had chosen wisely. The necklace no longer burned. It rested in the shrine, waiting. Its duty was complete for now. Aderonke and Kunle left the cinema, stepping into the chaotic heartbeat of Lagos. The city did not pause for them. It never would. But they walked differently, respectfully, humbly, because the city remembers and the ancestors never forget. Some treasures are not for wealth. Some legacies are not for pride. Some debts are not to be ignored. Broken promises, ignored warnings, and greed may bring power for a moment, but the city, the ancestors, and the spirits will always return what is owed. Aderonke learned this. Kunle learned this. And the city, alive, moving, ever hungry, watched and whispered, "What your fathers buried will always find its way home."